It would be impossible for Nintendo to make a free-to-play Super Smash Bros. Game. I have not gotten around to addressing this Nintendo Life article, and quite frankly, it's basically a wish list of Nintendo multiplayer games. When the author talks about Super Smash Bros. As a free-to-play game, she says that, for the periods when Smash Bros. Games are putting out regular stage, costume, and character packs, the series is basically a live service. But imagine if the game had a longer shelf life, and the season pass granted you access to, for example, new characters as wide-ranging as those that Fortnite adds on a regular basis, plus massive events, tournaments, taunts, voice lines, and more. Smash Bros. Could be a lot more colorful if it had lasting, ongoing support from its fans and players, rather than being supported for a few years and then left to slowly decay before the next installment. She misspelled installment. Sure, it's easy to think of many ideas to new content. New characters ongoing, new stages, and more. And yeah, she basically says the same things regarding all the other big Nintendo games like Mario Kart, Mario Party, Splatoon and Animal Crossing. And to be frank, Pokémon, Animal Crossing and Mario Kart have been big hits as free-to-play games, but as mobile games. As I alluded to before, if Nintendo were to make a free-to-play Super Smash Bros. Game on one of their consoles, it would fail. I'm not denying that millions of people would play it every day like Fortnite. But there is not enough to justify taking that risk. The biggest problem Smash Bros. Has holding it back from working as a free-to-play game is that it's available on Nintendo consoles only. Not Xbox, not PlayStation, not PC, and not smart devices. All the accessibility is what makes Fortnite work. If you have a phone or computer, you can play Fortnite. And that's how it succeeds on many fronts, whether you want to compete in massive battle royals or a pop culture icon draws you into the game, there's always large waves of gamers that are capable of giving Epic Games money on a constant basis. Now look at the Switch, 122 million units sold is nothing to scoff at. You can easily get 100 million Switch owners to download a free-to-play Super Smash Bros. Game. Most of those players, however, are going to pay next to nothing, and if you're going to just put a lot of content behind a paywall, the gamers simply will just pay for their most desired content and not touch anything else. Like, if I had to pay for Villager, I could simply just get by with only using Villager. That's it. No more transactions ever after that. And that would be a big problem. Now, can you use a free-to-play Super Smash Bros. To sell consoles? Yes. In fact, Nintendo even had a Fortnite Switch bundle. Not making it up. But any $60 game can also have this effect, and will Smash Bros. Moves consoles, it's not going to be anywhere close to what Nintendo would need to make a free-to-play game and make it constantly make money. 122 million Switches is nowhere close to nearly 7 billion smartphones and even more computers. So in order for Smash Bros. To make money with this model, they would have to make at least either a PC version or a smartphone version, because there are always going to be people looking to play Fortnite either for the first time or they come back for more. And would Nintendo be willing to do that? I don't think so. The game clearly would be inferior. There would obviously be downgrades across the board in terms of the roster, graphics and more. But let's say Nintendo did try to make a free-to-play Smash Bros. Game on mobile without third-party characters. It could still be a big risk just because how Smash Bros. Works. Mario Kart Tour, Fortnite, and Fall Guys share one thing in common for the most part. They are all games that pretty much treat characters like cosmetics, and all the characters play the same way. When you have every character playing the same, skins actually serve as a collectible of sorts, and that means gamers will buy one after the other so they can grow their collection. Smash Bros. Doesn't have that same effect unless you're talking about the fanboys that buy every single character, which I have to stress is a very vocal minority in the Smash Bros. Overall market. Super Smash Bros. Is a lot more complex, so a lot of time has to go into each character, and there has to be an incentive for gamers to want to play as more than one, so that they pay more than just their favorite character. That's a lot harder to do than just pay for skins or cosmetics. Multiversus and Overwatch 2 are trying to get players to spend money past their first character, but these two games are on many different consoles in order for the developers to see the opportunity to make money. If a free-to-play Smash Bros. Game is on mobile, then there would be limitations, and if the game is just on the Switch, then the market obviously isn't big enough. Even Nintendo knows having a free-to-play Switch game isn't profitable for them. Kirby's Dream Buffet is the prime example. While many people compare it to Fall Guys, it costs $15, so everyone that wants the game has to buy it. They could have made it free to play, but it would have been a huge risk because that's not a guarantee that everyone who plays the game is going to want something premium. It's a Kirby game. Most gamers can get by without getting a fancy cosmetic and spend nothing. So that's why it costs $15. So will there be a free-to-play Smash Bros. Game? I think it's next to impossible because a lot of things would have to go right in order for the product to make its money back on a constant basis.